Alright, so in this next video tutorial, I'm gonna go over creating groups and also reasons why we need to have groups. This here is the letter H. It's a complete rig. So H main group. Right, if I crack it open, you see that there's two groups. The H main group contains the mesh. The H main group also contains the global controller. Oh, also the H main group, it's locked out, so you cannot move the top of the group. Right? You cannot move it, you cannot scale it, you cannot do anything to it. It's a failsafe. And yet everything's packaged together neatly and tight, airtight. But you'll also notice a subgroup called H empty group organizer. I mean, you could just call it H group organizer or whatever the hell, man. Inside of that, right, inside of this group within a group, right, is your root joint. Oh, let me show the bones. All right, system. It's also inside of the empty group organizer, you have your controllers system. Then there are these parent constraints and scale constraints. So the empty group organizer, right, has been applied a parent constraint and a scale constraint, so that this empty group organizer that's containing the bones and the controllers, right, this container that's housing the joints and the joints and the controllers, right, this group is being commandeered, and the movement and the rotation, as well as the scale, right? Parent constraint means the movement and the rotation are being commandeered, or also known as constrained, while the scale constraint commandeers, controls the scaling. So what is this group being constrained to? Because it has parent constraints and it has even a scale constraint. Well, this empty group organizer is being constrained to the global control. So now the global control controls everything about the empty group organizer, and everything about the empty group organizer inside of it has the root, the joint system, and also the controller system. So now if I grab the global controller, I can scale it to be massive. I can move it around, I can rotate it around the global controller, and it'll all go back to 0. And the mesh is not selectable. I mean, it's not selectable anyway because of it being locked out. And everything is self-contained in a main group that is also not movable. So you can't accidentally muck around in there and blow it up. And everything's self-contained. So you can have multiple letters and they're all self-contained. So you cannot accidentally screw things up. And so that's what that is. And controllers, I need to make a layer for it. 8 underscore H controllers save. There, so that's what that is. Alright, so now I'm going to get into the process. So first thing I want to do is select the root joint. I'm also going to select the controller, COG. Okay, those two are selected from the outliner. Alright, and then I'm gonna go edit, group, also known as Control G. Boom. There you go. Double click it immediately and name it P or whatever letter it is, and then I'm gonna name it empty group organizer. Yeah. And then inside of it, you'll see them. Yeah. So, as you can see, it's in here. I'm gonna close it. Now I'm gonna grab all three, and then I'm gonna also group it. Edit, group. Inside of it, I have the mesh, I have the global controller. They're both outside of the empty group organizer, that is. Inside of the empty group organizer, I have the root joint, I have the COG controller system, right? I'm going to immediately name this whatever letter you have, and then main group. So that's the group within a group structure. Make sure that specific things have specific things, right? Don't just like select anything you want to start grouping them. There's a logical order to this, and there's reasoning why behind them. So that's the process for grouping. And the next step, right, all of this, it also leads into what you call the connection editor and the delta mush, because we have to revisit the delta mush and do some extra stuff to it, and there's reasons behind it which I will explain why. Right, so every video, right, they lead up, one leads up into the other, resulting into a final stable rig. Yeah, so that's the end of this, which will lead into the connection editor and some other stuff, and then that's pretty much will be very close to the end. So I'm gonna leave this video as is. Alright, I'm gonna leave it like that. The next one's gonna be another important one, which is the connection editor and the delta mush. Yeah, and also the constraining of the global controller to the empty group organizer. So that's the end of that. Bye.